Now we're ready to do our last thing on our schedule. So we're going to do our activity, which is today we're going to be drawing a flower together. So this is directed drawing. You're going to follow the shapes that I do. It's pretty basic, not too hard to draw a nice, big, beautiful flower. Just need some basic shapes. I'm using a black marker. This is my Sharpie. If parents, if you don't want your kiddos to use a Sharpie, I completely understand. You can use a washable black marker, black crayon, a black colored pencil, whatever you might have on hand. There's a few different options for doing this activity. You can adapt it to your kiddo's level. So if you think your child is ready for copying what I'm doing here at home by themselves, and that's fantastic, then you can let them do that. If you think that the other thing you can do is you could draw the flower with a pencil and then have them trace it with a marker. That's also a good option. Tracing is a good skill. Or you can draw the flower and then they can color it and make it beautiful. So whatever you think is best for your child, please do. So I'm going to get started on the drawing part. So just a few pretty basic shapes, and I'm not an artist, so don't judge my drawing skills. The first shape that you need is a nice circle. I'm going to put it right here, kind of in the middle upper part of my page. A circle, easy peasy. And then the next thing we need, so I have my circle in the middle, is some petals. And your petals can look however you like. If you want some nice big round petals, you can do that. If you want some nice thin, lots and lots of petals, however you want to draw your flower is great. So I'm going to draw mine with a nice circle petals. So I'm going to go around. Right, pretty easy. I'm going to do that all the way around my circle. Round, around, around. Oh, I'm going to run out of room. Round, and around. And it's kind of a wonky one, but like I said, not an artist. So I have my flower. It looks like a flower now, doesn't it? With my circle and some petals. The next thing you can do is add a stem. So flowers have a nice green stem that goes down into the ground. It brings water and food up for the flower to eat. So I'm going to draw just a nice line down for my stem. My stem. Easy peasy. And the last thing that you can add is these things here, some leaves for your flower. Remember, they need the leaves to catch the sun to make their food. And leaves are very easy to draw. All you need is a nice little circle, just like your petals. The leaf. I'll draw another one over here. A leaf. You could add other things. You can add a sun up here. You can add some grass, some dirt. You could add a whole garden of flowers if you want to. It's completely up to you and what you want to draw. After you finish drawing your flower, I'm going to take it down because I'm going to use watercolors. If you don't have watercolors on hand, I completely understand. You can use markers, you can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, whatever you have on hand to color in your flower is completely fine. I like watercolors if you have them because with the black Sharpie, it looks pretty cool. And watercoloring is a great skill that the kiddos, we've done quite a few times in the classroom, so they should know kind of the drill on how to use watercolors and maybe review it a little bit. So we have our paintbrush, flying paintbrush, our paintbrush. Remember, we need to dip it in our water first, get it nice and wet, and then dip it in the paint. I think I'm going to make mine a nice red flower to match our story. So I'm going to dip it in the red paint, mix it around, make sure it's nice and wet and ready to use, and then we can start painting. So I'm going to go ahead and paint my flower, and then we can go ahead and paint my flower. I finished painting my flower. That's how I made mine. Pretty basic. Like I said, make yours whatever colors you want to use. If you want to add other flowers or other parts of your picture, that's a beautiful idea. It's kind of a fun, beautiful picture, and I would love to see your flowers if you want to share them with me. The last piece of our activity today is going to be about the parts of our flower. So all you need is any kind of flower or plant, like a piece, like you can get a branch off a tree, you can get leaves off a tree, you can get parts of a bush, you can get a flower, whatever you have available. And what we're going to do is we're going to get to actually take apart the flower and look at the different parts to kind of talk about what they might be used for, what they might be called, kind of sort them into categories, that kind of a thing. So I've never got to take apart a flower or a plant, I don't think, as a kiddo, and I think it's kind of a fun idea. So this flower actually came out with a big, huge, long root right here. So this would be a great time to pull out the scissors if you have some, especially kid-sized scissors. Remember your thumb in this small hole, 2 fingers in the big hole, thumb on top. I'm going to cut my root off. You can see the root. This is what went under the ground to kind of soak up the water. Kind of cool. Then I have the leaves that were growing on the stem. So I have 1, great way for counting, 2, and 3. Remember, the leaves are used for capturing the sun and turning it into food for the flower. So leaves are very important, and they're nice green, and how they feel. They feel kind of smooth. Mine does anyway. The next part is this stem. Remember, it's used for taking all that water that the root sucks up and giving it to the flower. I'm going to actually cut off the stem, just like I did the root. I have a nice long stem. It's green, kind of bendy, kind of cool. And then the last piece is the flower itself. So I have, if you can see, it's really pretty. I'm going to actually take the petals off, and I'm going to count. So I have 1 petal, 2 petals, 3 petals, 4 petals, 5 petals, 6 petals, and then my bud. So I'm going to show you. Spill my water. So I kind of have a board, and I have my stem, falling stuff. I have my leaves. I have my petals. I have the roots, and I have the bud. So just explore, play, figure out new ways to kind of talk about things and categorize everything. And talk about what the plant might use those parts for. And you can use magnifying glasses, you can use scissors, you can use your fingers, you can use tweezers. Are kind of cool to use. Whatever tools you might have on hand to explore your plant or your flower. And I think that's all I have for you today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you can come back tomorrow. We'll do some more work with Little Boy Blue, as well as read another story about a seed. And I'm going to plant a seed, and maybe you guys can plant one along with me. So hope to see you tomorrow. Hope you had fun today. Yeah, give me some knuckles, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.